You guys wanted more disc recommendations, so I got you covered. For whatever reason, 7 speeds are the most neglected discs in all of disc golf. I mean, I'm not a pussy, so I don't have any, but you guys probably should. If you can't get any fairway driver to hyzer flip, you should check out the Clash Disc Soda, a very understable disc designed to shape fairways and bend around trees. Out of the box, the Soda wants to flip for even the slowest of arm speeds. Disc golfers looking to achieve effortless flights should give the Soda a look. It is one of the 3 discs I recommend to players transitioning from beginner to intermediate. It's the awkward phase where they have lots of success with their DX Leopard, but for some reason put real plastic in their hands and everything goes to shit. If you're thinking you're too strong for this disc, I would remind you that if you play lots of disc golf in the woods, the Soda is perfect for steep hyzers that continue to flip down fairways with low arm speed. Even when you think you've outgrown this disc, there are new shots it can add to your arsenal, so don't sleep on the Soda. Essentially the same disc then is the Discmania Essence, but if you don't want to spend nearly $25 on an understable fairway driver, you can just get this. They both do the same thing. Now personally, I like Clash's plastic over Discmania, but that's only because it's way better. If you can get over that, then stack up on some Discmania, at least the Essence. Or for those players that want a sneaky roller disc, maybe give this a look. Seriously, you put any power on this disc and watch it nearly immediately flip over and roll away. The Firebird is a classic for a reason. There will always be a slot in every disc golfer's bag for an overstable fairway driver, for those shots you need to trust fate at the end of its flight. I trust my Firebirds more than my father, because no matter how hard I throw it or much anhyzer I put on it, I can always count on it to come back at the end. Can't say that about everything. Even if there's a strong headwind, you can count on the Firebird to fight it better than most other discs. Now don't get a Sexton Firebird because you heard it was cool to have and complain that it's flippy. Yeah, that's the whole point of that version, you dipshit. That's your fault for not listening. Most disc golfers aren't using the tools right for them. Instead, they worry too much about what their friends might say for them bagging a 140-gram disc or something way too flippy. If that's a worry, stop being a and bag whatever you want. Don't let anyone disc shame you. Every disc should be treated the same. Well, most discs. If you need that extra turn, get your hands on an Innova Mamba, a very understable driver, but you probably already knew that from the -5 turn. If that scares you, I would like to add the Rolo Exists, so it's not all that bad. But if a disc never seems to be understable enough or you can't figure out your nose angle, check it out. You probably thought I was crazy for bringing up the Rolo earlier, but honestly, it's not that bad of a disc. When I first heard of it, I thought it was the worst idea ever. Who would need a disc to roll that fast? Then I realized most disc golfers can't throw 500 feet and getting any disc to turn can be a struggle. You will never have that problem with a Rolo. If anything, you want this disc to stop turning. And then maybe, just maybe, you'll actually get to throw a real roller for once in your career instead of the throwers you try to pass off right now. I can talk about understable discs all day, only because I'm trying to help some of you lost pups figure out this hard game. But every disc golfer needs a staple overstable approach disc if you ask me. If you don't have a forehand, instead of telling me you can't, go spend a few days practicing. Then get yourself a zone and watch yourself shave 3 strokes off of your game. I don't even know what that means, but it sounded like a positive thing to say. I was once sponsored by Innova, so I couldn't throw the zone, which made me grow a hatred towards this disc, because I had to watch my friends throw shitty forehands turning over their wrist that still managed to come back. When I had to choose between the AVR X3, Rhino, or Pig, don't even try to comment something like the Pig is a good disc. No, it's not. And if you think the thumb track is a good design, but the groove is the worst thing ever, the door's over there and you can see yourself out. Do you bag a Destroyer? Odds are you shouldn't be, so get that out of your bag and replace it with the Pharaoh, or a Wraith. Both these discs are understable enough to probably get you the flight you originally wanted out of Destroyer, but were disappointed when it immediately faded to the left. These discs will turn for your arm speed. If you throw under 400 feet, I would recommend giving either of these discs a try to get extra distance. The problem people run into is throwing discs that are too stable. If you can't get a natural turn, there's no reason to call it your max distance disc in my opinion. Rather grab an understable disc, put some hyzer on it, watch it flip up, turn, even come back at the end, and now you can go on Facebook and claim you finally threw 500 feet when in reality it was 380. I get it though, you gotta round up for the internet distance. If you start to get a liking to that, you need to get your hands on a Clash Discs Honey. I would say it's the best distance driver you can buy, and that's with no bias. More understable than a Wraith, and when you think you put enough hyzer on it, you didn't. Put even more, and watch as the Honey flips all the way out to eventually pan to the left, farther down the fairway than you've ever thrown before. A smash with the Honey is better than sex. I'll be the first to admit it, but I know most of you probably don't have much of that anyways. The last disc you guys probably should bag is the Buzz SS. Not only is it the best feeling mid-range on the market, but it also does exactly what a disc should do for every disc golfer: fly straight. If you throw this disc flat and confident, it should fly dead straight to the intended target. And if you start putting it on different angles, it will hold every time. If that doesn't describe a great disc, I don't know what does. Don't believe me? Get one for yourself. Honestly, you along with 90% of other disc golfers should be bagging all the discs I just mentioned if you want to be good at disc golf or something. Check out the next video if you laughed.